Hey, everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here. Happy WrestleMania, everybody, again. We are going to be having live watch alongs both nights of WrestleMania from Las Vegas. Couple reaction videos coming here from SmackDown. Uh, Big bit of intrigue that will be addressed on Sunday is who's Randy Orton facing at WrestleMania. I talked last week, and it seemed like they may be hinting at Solo Sikoa. That's not happening. There was no interaction between Randy and Solo at all this week. Solo actually took the pin in a tag team match between Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa taking on Braun Strowman and LA Knight, seemingly setting up the stage for LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu, which was the build. So I would imagine Solo is going to factor into that. And then, Solo and Jacob will probably do their split and fight over the U.S. Championship. LA Knight, as I've said, I don't think, I mean, they kind of broke this off into two different reigns, but LA Knight doesn't really need the U.S. title anymore. So give it to Jacob Fatu and, have the, I guess, the Timu bloodline fight over it. But anyway, addressing Randy Orton and what's going to happen here. So he said, hey, it's going to be an open challenge on Sunday night at WrestleMania 41. Whoever is there walking the strip, whatever, come out, fight me. A lot of people have speculated about Nick Aldis. I don't see that happening. To me, at this point in time, there is only one man that makes sense. It's going to be on 420, but as everybody knows, every day is Rusev Day. I think Rusev is going to be the opponent for Randy Orton in this match. And, whether he wins or loses, and he'll probably lose, it'll probably be an impressive showing. If you guys remember, back at a SummerSlam years ago, Randy Orton beat Rusev in like 10 seconds, which spawned Rusev Day, actually, ironically. So there is, somewhat of a little bit of a vague story here. I think it's a good spot to bring Rusev back. Reports are Lana also signed or CJ Perry, Lana signed a Legends deal. Rusev is reportedly under contract. That has been confirmed by multiple outlets. So to me, this just makes a ton of sense. To me, if like Solo felt safe, and I was like, okay, if you want somebody just for Randy to beat, that's fine. But either Triple H, who claims he doesn't listen to the internet, he's chronically on the internet, like he's pivoted. So Solo wasn't going to cut it, to be honest with you. They've been kind of and so they've left open a couple of possibilities. I've heard Jeff Cobb from New Japan Pro Wrestling. He just finished up there, so maybe he's the pick. That would be kind of underwhelming unless you're a hardcore wrestling fan. Jeff Cobb's pretty cool, but I just don't think that's that's realistic in this scenario. So I think, to me, Rusev is going to be who Randy Orton faces on Sunday night at WrestleMania. And it'll be a good showing for Rusev. It'll be a good way to get him back in the company. You make your return at WrestleMania. Hell, Cody Rhodes did it. Hey, you make your triumphant return from AEW and, you come back into WWE. I'm not saying that, Rusev is in any way, the same way as that. Some people will speculate, Rusev may not want to lose and, maybe. But yeah, listen, I can't see a scenario where Randy Orton loses this match. So that's probably not going to happen. But I think, April 20th, 2025 is going to be Rusev Day. And I would expect that to be a thing. Some people thought Aleister Black might be in the mix, but he has been heavily hinted at for next week's SmackDown video packages. Interestingly enough, right in front of his wife's match, Zelina Vega. So that was very interesting to note throughout this show. But, yeah, it's just really it's really going to be an interesting and a fascinating element. They've done a really good job in a really difficult situation over the last couple weeks to create a compelling and interesting angle surrounding what's going to happen here with this match that was one of their big matches, and it's one of their big stars in Randy Orton, and it's a meaningful match, and now you have created this element for people to, look forward to on Sunday night to see who he's going to face. And like I said, I'm bound to be surprised. I think a lot of people are speculating that it is going to be Rusev. I could see a scenario where Nick Aldis ultimately pulls off the jacket and puts back on the tights, and the national treasure it makes his first wrestling has his first wrestling match in WWE, but there's just been no inclination that that's going to happen. So it's going to be an outside debut, a shock return, which would lead you into Rusev, or it's somebody else, and maybe they have somebody else up their sleeve. Who the hell knows? So, anyway, bound to be surprised here. This should be really interesting. But to me, at this point in time, I think Rusev, and it'll be a very, very nice moment, I think, from the people in Las Vegas, to recognize that, hey, Rusev, after 5 years, is finally back at WWE. Under the Triple H regime, and this will actually be really well done. It's amazing that AEW just could not figure out what to do with that guy, and just left him off of television for months and weeks and months on end, and it just didn't work. And he had one TNT title run to show for it, which was him as the Redeemer was great. That was great television. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.